Hey YouTubers! Thanks for tuning in to Stalking the Wild Autoharp. This week I'm going to try something completely new, and that is to do a Q&A from all the questions that are coming in on YouTube and through my Patreon page and through my email box, which is connected to my website. People contact me all week long with questions derived from my YouTube series, and they want to know my opinions, they want to know my solutions, and so I've been hoarding those questions, and I'm going to start presenting them in this video format, as well as getting back to you via email. So without further ado, let's go on to some questions. Tabs for chords are easy to find, but where can you go to find the melody notes? Great question. First of all, there are Autoharp books that have the melody tabbed out to chords, and you can work from those if you find the songs you want in the books. And books are kind of expensive. So that is one method. Another method that I recommend is this book, and I recommend this in my beginning melody playing book. You can see I've got it full of little sticky notes and everything like that. This is the Dulcimer book. Let's see if I can get it where there's no reflection off the cover. Dulcimer, Folk and Traditional Musicians Public Domain Songbook, Autoharp Volume. You see right here, it says Autoharp Volume with melody chord numbers. 2002 revision. This is by Bill Schilling. You can get this at Elderly Instruments, elderly.com. Don't get the Dulcimer version, get the Autoharp version. Okay? This is a big, fat, beefy book full of public domain songs, which means, yes, they're old. Okay? The last maybe 100 pages are Christmas songs. There's a bunch of hymns, there's a bunch of traditional songs, things here. So if that's what you're looking for, these are all tabbed out for melody. So there's that. As far as where else to go, if you are looking for contemporary songs, songs that are written after 1922, a lot of us like those songs, I do, you're out of luck, because they're in copyright, and copyright material is expensive. So you have to find the notes, and then you have to figure it out. That's where I come in. I teach you how to figure it out, so that rather than giving a man a fish, I teach you how to fish. Okay? So that's what my lessons are about. So contact me through my website. I'll teach you how. If you're interested in some of my videos that teach how to do it, there are two that I recommend. Okay? Go to my website, to the Stalking the Wild Autoharp Master Index, and look for the beginner videos. There's two of them called Beginner Melody Find the Right Chords, Part 1 and Part 2. I'm sure you can do that. You go to my website, Stalking the Wild Autoharp Master Index, Beginner Melody Find the Right Chords, Part 1 and Part 2. Those teach you how to work from a written melody and to figure out which buttons you need to push in order to play the melody. Okay? Now I do recommend you do it this way rather than just copying it from a book, because then you learn how to do it for yourself, and you can learn how to play any song that way. Any song. You can learn to play your songs. So it's an especially important skill to have, is figuring out how to play melody. Now you can also do it by ear, and I believe I touch on that too in my videos. All right? But above all, come to me for lessons, because that's what I teach. That's how I help you to learn to play your music instead of some music that the music teacher is giving you. Okay? Because you want to play your songs, I'm sure. All right? That's where I can help you. All right? Thanks for your question. Great question. This next question came in to me through my website, through a viewer in Austria who wants to know where to get an Autoharp in Austria. Here's the letter. Dear Hal, first of all, I want to thank you for your videos. I watch a lot of them and practice them, and I really like your way of teaching and your great humor. Hope you can help me. I borrowed an Autoharp from a friend and now want to get one of my own. Problem is, I live in Austria, so no luthiers here. So, this individual wants to know where to get an Autoharp in Austria. Unfortunately, I don't know. And I haven't had any Austrian or German Autoharp students yet. I've had students from Italy, and I've had students from other places around Europe, but not specifically in Austria. I think there's a German Autoharp builder. I can't speak for the quality of the instruments. But what you might do is you might contact Pete Daigle at Autoharp.com and ask him if he has any connections in Austria, because what you really want to do is you want to talk to somebody who's there and who has done some hunting and looking around and knows people who know things. Okay, you need to find a person like that. And the reason I recommend Pete Daigle, they run a magazine called the Autoharp Quarterly, which I recommend if you don't pick it up already. But and they ship that out all over the world, and so maybe they have some recipients, some readers who are in Austria that they can refer you to. So that might be a little clue about where to find one in Austria. Okay, thanks for your question. Next. This YouTube viewer says, where do you suggest I order one from? Well, by order one, I assume you mean an Autoharp. And I have to assume you're in the United States because most of my viewers come from the United States, but not all of them. So if this is not answering your question, I guess I need a little bit more information. In the United States, it depends on if you want a luthier Autoharp or a brand new Oscar Schmidt, or you want to get a vintage Oscar Schmidt that's been fixed up a little bit, or you want to just grab one off of the used and fix it up yourself. And I have a video on all of this about buying an Autoharp for beginners, and I always suggest you watch that because it's there to keep you from being disappointed with your purchase. Okay, if you want to get a luthier Autoharp, a luthier is somebody who builds Autoharps. It's going to be set up for your preferences. I have no greater of a recommendation than Pete Daigle at Autoharp.com. He built this one, and actually he's got a few guys there who build with him. It's a team, and they build these, and they're wonderful. They have wonderful, full, loud, rich tone, and you can't go wrong with that. If you're talking about getting an Oscar Schmidt and you want a brand new one, I also recommend Autoharp.com, Pete Daigle, because they set them up and they lower the action and they put lighter springs on them and they tighten up the buttons and everything, so it works really nice. And you're going to pay a little bit more for that, but really don't you want something that's not going to fatigue your hands and etc., etc. So that's why I recommend that. If you want to buy a vintage Autoharp that has been fixed up, you might try Bob Lewis at AutoharpWorks.com. He flips Autoharps and can help you by obtaining a nice body and putting new strings on it and getting it set up and optimized just for you. And it's an excellent choice in the vintage market. And lastly, if you just gonna buy one straight from the factory, you could go, off of either Amazon or eBay I don't really have a recommendation for you there, because you're going to get an Autoharp that is brand new and it is playable out of the box, but it's going to need some work to really make it sing. And that's what these guys do. So those are my recommendations on where to find an Autoharp that will make you happy. So thank you everyone for your questions, and keep them coming. I'm reaching critical mass with my Autoharp questions coming in through my YouTube channel and through my email, and I love answering questions, and I love hearing from y'all, and that you're learning from my videos. I especially love hearing that. So please keep them coming. Remember to like and remember to subscribe. Remember my Patreon, where you can support this program. I'm always in need of some help, so you can go over there. Hal Weeks, or www.patreon.com/Hal Weeks. My website, halweeks.com. There is a master index for all things Stalking the Wild Autoharp. Every video is listed there so that you can find them and reference them and find what you're looking for. That's the way I do that. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next time on Stalking the Wild Autoharp. Bye-bye.